Welcome to the Adventures of Jir'Haniya, where we continue the bizarre chain of events happening in the port town of Dinlaur. Our group has come into the town, met a very enterprising Goliath blacksmith and her brother, who is a very judicious sort of lawyer out of Havenhearth. Verkus has managed to invent his very own bandolier, which will begin being marketed and built for him as well. Very exciting stuff. But you guys also met Orvi the Kenku, who's quite a character, not in a good way. And you guys have thankfully set in motion protecting the other people in the town from him, mainly the blacksmith and her brother. And then you've also met a turtle named Dalatar, whose home is in trouble. And you guys have been working with him to figure out a way to get down underwater to help him save his home from I forget what the name of the evil alliance is, the Cast and Troop Alliance. That's yes. So the crabs and mollusks and shrimps that are threatening their home. So where last we left off, you guys were in the seaside resort, which is the town inn, which most of the townsfolk do not like the name of that inn. But you met Alara, who is a nice tabaxi who works there. She's the niece of the owner of the resort. She gave you guys rooms and food. This was like mid-afternoon where we left off. Do you guys want to start that afternoon or fast forward to the next day after you guys have all taken a long rest?
I thought that we were. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Amos.
I don't really have a preference. I didn't have anything else I was wanting to
I
do
thought-
that. We already shopped with Orv. Were we going to do the sting operation tonight or tomorrow?
That's what I thought we were gonna do.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought we were turning him in like immediately.
That's
He
fine.
knows
This is
that it's a
Verkus from the
serious
void.
danger. Hello, Verkus.
A strange shadow surrounds Verkus. No one can explain it, but they can still hear him.
That strange
quite clearly.
shadow is called shitty Wi-Fi.
Cousin, are you ill? Cousin, what's
Uh,
wrong? You seem as if in a haze.
Kastan, what constellation are they under?
Currently, I'm under.
Is it the oppressive grasp of Comcastian?
Oh my god! I can look that up actually if you want.
No, I'm just kidding. I was making a Wi-Fi joke.
It's good.
You're under the shroud of Hithlin.
Ah.
I think that makes the most sense.
Okay.
So I can orchestrate with the guards. Like, how do we want to grab him?
I think we just want to tell them where we could find because he has the evidence board in the back. He is like, we have spoken testimony.
And you guys already did business with him to buy some scrolls and potions of underwater breathing, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I also want to do business to see if in turning him in, when we get to talking to the people, I'll do it. Never mind.
I think Eremos might know. When seizing this kind of criminal, what happens to their assets?
That would be up to the discretion of the local guard captain, whether they remain in the possession or if they're taken as like a fee for whatever crimes are convicted in court.
Do you think that we'd be able to barter a reward of the items that we want to get from the shop
in exchange for stopping such crime?
That's not out of the question in most of my experiences.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Eremos would also know that in this town in particular, a lot of the towns in this region, which again, you guys are still kind of under the jurisdiction of Havenhearth, but you're at a pretty remote edge of said jurisdiction. So Eremos, you would know that a lot of towns here have opted for some parts of their charter to fall under the city, is that they do exactly what you just described, where if someone's arrested, they still will own any possessions that aren't directly connected to the crime. And then if they need to pay certain restitution or fees, their assets can be converted to that end. So with this guy, since he's probably going to be possibly remanded to. He might actually be brought in custody up to the city to where they have some healers and temples that help those who are like dangerous and insane. And so in that case, a lot of his possessions would probably fall into the care of the town like mayor. And so they could possibly make deals to sell those, and then the gold would still be in his name if he ever were to be like helped or healed to where he goes back into society. So that would be, you would know that if he were to be arrested, you could probably, if you went to the town mayor, convince them that, hey, some of his magic items we need, we'll pay you gold in exchange, and they would strike a fair deal with you.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Let's set this up.
Cool.
Exactly what
I
I
just
was
had to
hoping
I
for.
just had to pull out of my ass, what does this society do with those who are criminally insane, and had to come up with a whole system there. So yeah.
You know, when Victor and I were talking about it last night, maybe we should have messaged you then.
It's all good. So as you guys are talking, the dragonborn guard who you guys had seen at the very end of the last session, outside eating her sad like chicken and potatoes that made Verkus a little bit sad on the inside. She
And
walks,
the outside.
and the outside, yes. Well, you
I'm not hiding that.
the darkness took manifestation. Now we can't even barely see you, Verkus. It was such poor quality food.
He's so angry he had to be censored the whole next episode.
I love it.
Cousin, why are you naked?
Standing on the table and
I had
shouting,
to take off
what's
my
going
cast-off armor. I do have cast-off armor, so I was...
Your cast-off armor's malfunctioning, cousin. You need to get that looked at.
Yeah. It's just been permanently cast off.
I must really quick show that Amos and Cassian are being nice and sleepy right now.
Oh, they have a little pouch they sleep in.
Oh yeah, I built that for him like before I even adopted them. I built it for my cat Haru, and he is very hefty, and so I don't think it was quite big enough for him. He didn't really like it. He'll play with it occasionally, but the kittens love it. So that's their little home tower. So
that's perfect. I love that it's at your desk.
Oh yes, I wanted them to be nearby. So, sorry, I got distracted by the cuteness.
I'll meet up with Warren Guard, and then I'll tell her everything that I heard from the two that went to the shop about the location of the evidence and the suspected crimes and intent to commit crimes against animals and humanoids.
Awesome. Yeah, she's stepping into the inn to like give her plate and stuff back to the innkeeper. So when you approach her and start giving her info, she immediately says, wow, thank you. This is very helpful. And she pulls out a small scroll and like with like a little bit like of a hardened leather backing and starts like taking notes with a parchment. Like she's taking judicious notes. Like she's taking this very seriously. So after you relay everything to her, she goes, this is incredibly helpful. I personally have been trying to put that man away for a long time. I think he's a danger to the people in this town. A lot of my fellow guards feel the same way. Thank you for giving me all this information. I have to ask, you knew exactly what information to give me as a fellow keeper of the peace. Are you a member of the city guard in Havenhearth, or for another town? Are you a protector?
I just look into her eyes with an obvious deep hurt and like welling tears. They're not like spilling, but they're welling up in his eyes. And he looks into hers and he's just like, I was. And then he turns and walks away.
Oh. Yeah, she kind of nods solemnly, and as you walk away, you're not sure if she says or does anything, but she does actually kind of follow you guys back to your table and says, you guys have done this town a great service by providing us this information. I'm going to get a contingent of guards, and we're going to go arrest Orvie right away. Do you guys wish sometimes when people give us information, they wish to come watch, or do you just want to trust us to do our job?
I would like a reward.
That too, but I would also think that we should possibly support you. This individual is dangerous.
A little crazy.
Yes,
and
I suppose that as well. But I would also like a reward.
I'm enjoying your enterprising mindset today. But yes, I'd like to join you, and I want that reward.
She goes, well, very well. Come with me now. I'm going to rally some guards. We'll be ready in about 10 minutes. And she goes, whatever your reward would be up to the town mayor. But I absolutely think that would be appropriate. So,
thank you to the mayor then.
Or she goes, let's arrest Orvie and then go to the mayor.
Yes, right.
Right, let's go.
And she kind of looks at Eremos and goes, your Latrin friend there seems very focused on coin.
Yeah, he's not usually like that. And I look over at Cascada.
He recently learned the concept.
I'm not asking for coin. There's a trinket I want.
Like a small animal or maybe a seed as a reward. I'm not sure.
Maybe a seed.
Oh my god, I kind of want a seed now.
What kind of seeds do you have here?
Seed of your favorite plant, please.
As you guys are discussing this, the guard looks kind of confused and goes, is that a turtle on your head?
His name is Dalatar. He's my friend.
She goes, okay, well, when we go to arrest this man, he's a little dangerous, so maybe you guys should stay a little ways back from us. But she goes, come, I'm going to go rally some guards. And her guard friend who was outside eating, she goes, hey, Bengen, go grab as many as you can muster. We're going to arrest Orvie. And he goes, really? It's happening? Good. And so they go, and she starts, as he runs off to get more guards, she starts striding with the four of you towards Orvie's residence.
If possible, I would like to stealth away at this point.
So easy for you
so
right
I
now.
Can scout. So I can like scout and right.
Great success.
So I can scout and and like let everyone know, hey, I'm going to linger in the shadows and keep an eye just in case he tries to escape out a back door or anything. I'll keep my eyes on the home.
I think that is very apt.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I rolled a 22 for stealth.
Awesome. Yeah. So the guard captain says,
appropriate.
Yes, of course, go for it. And so you start moving around. There are some trees near his home, so you are able to stealth and get back there. So as
do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, do you want me to do my perception check now to like keep eyes beaded on his?
Yes, I was about to have you roll that, so I'd like to have you roll it while I describe the three of them approaching, and then I'll tell you what you see in a moment. Yes, Matthew.
Yes, sir.
What was the guard's name? What was her name that we just came here with?
I don't think I gave her one. We're gonna say her name is Drana.
Drana.
Verkus.
Yes.
Before you go, and I like tap you on the shoulder and you turn invisible.
Okay, that's even better. Oh, so okay, my original roll was better, but
well, I was gonna say with invisibility, give yourself advantage because you're able to get good vantage points because you're unseen. So instead of focusing on stealth, you can focus on being watchful. You know.
Still, we switch to hide non-video participants.
Oh no! Actually, when we do the recording, I'll put a little I'll get like a picture of Verkus or something and put it over. Or I'll take the screenshot of him doing.
I was gonna say do the screenshot.
I'm glad I took that. Yeah. Yes. So you'll just be frozen like that the entire game.
Perfect.
And my perception was a 26.
Nice. Okay, so I will tell you what you see momentarily. So Rex and Eremos, Castan, and Tide are walking with Drana, and she's walking there purposefully. And as you guys are approaching kind of from the main road in the town, Drana says, you should have about a half dozen guards at least coming to reinforce this momentarily, but I want to stand by in case Orvie tries anything. That bird can be a bit flighty. And so as you guys are walking there, Verkus has been able to kind of get over completely invisible to the house, kind of circle around the back. Now, with that perception roll, you've looked and seen that the back door is closed, and it looks like it's locked from the inside, and it might be kind of damaged. Like, you don't even think he can run out that way. But you are able to see through a small, not even a window, just a crack in his weird, poorly kept house. You can see that back room where he had all the conspiracy theory diagrams. You do see him running around, kind of muttering to himself, gathering things. So it seems like he might be aware that something's happening. And
Dang.
Verkus, with that high roll as well, you hear him saying, Let them come. They won't be prepared for what I have. Let them come. Let them come. So I do need everyone to roll initiative at this point because they're getting close.
Oh God.
Verkus,
okay.
please roll your initiative at advantage since you are the first one to realize things might be going down right now.
Well, I left my dice in the other room.
19 initiative.
All right.
Nice.
No, sorry, dirty 20.
Okay.
I get a 9.
Oh no.
I mean, it makes sense for Kassan. Come on.
And you said the door was jammed?
The
Or
back
locked
door
from the
looks
inside?
jammed. There is a window into the room. His conspiracy theory room doesn't have windows. He wants to keep it secret. But there's just like a little gap in between some of the house panels that you can see through. But there are windows that look into some of the other rooms in that house.
But you said I could see into that room, correct?
Yeah, through like a gap
Like
in
through
the. Yeah, but like you couldn't like.
Phenomenal.
You could like maybe like fire magic or an arrow through it, but you couldn't get yourself through it unless you created more of an opening. Or found an alternate route of egress into the house. Good.
Okay.
So I've got a
I have
20
my
for
ways. I have
Verkus,
my
a
ways.
9 for Kastan. Who else has initiative?
I got a nat 1.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Wait, I thought Verkus got a 19.
I misread my die.
And
Or a
yeah,
20, I mean.
Yeah, he got a no. Verkus has a 20. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you
30,
said
20.
just now.
Well, because
Okay,
I had
18.
him do advantage also because of his invisibility, and he's the first to realize it's about to go down. So
Perfect.
cool. And then actually, let me roll for the town guard captain real quick. No, she did not roll good either.
Draina, no.
Okay, and then let me. Is yours in the Discord, Rex?
Yeah, it's an 8. Yep.
Oh, an 8. Perfect. Okay.
Wow.
Ooh, initiative is rough.
Why are we so bad at reacting to things?
We're not expecting him to be prepared.
That's
I mean,
true. That's fun.
That's fair. I'm the only one who's ready.
Which makes sense based on how we set ourselves up. The type, no.
Yeah.
So, Verkus, based on your estimations of everyone's movement, when you realize that he is saying, let them come, they were not prepared for what I have, you estimate that they are about a minute away. They should be just outside the house at this point because you kind of approached invisibly and we're looking around the back. So they should be like out there in a minute. So what do you want to do?
Oh gosh. Okay, if I have a minute to prepare,
Wow.
You think you have a minute?
roughly a minute. Because I lose my invisibility the minute I do anything, really.
Well, only
If you cast a spell or attack.
Okay.
No. A creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends.
Oh.
It should end as soon as he attacks or casts a spell.
Oh, there it is. It's that last little sentence.
Yeah.
I would
Okay,
expect that to be
I was like-
longer.
I was like, wait, did you cast greater invisibility? When did you
Right?
learn
I'm
this?
like, how do you have that?
Not yet.
We're level 5.
Sorry, I was reading through. I was
Yeah.
like, that should have said by now, and it was literally the last sentence I hadn't gotten to yet.
Okay. I am. Let me see.
What's gum Arabic?
Okay. So I am going to use my face step bonus action because it allows me to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see. That's why I asked.
Absolutely. You can totally do that.
Nice. Well played.
And that doesn't end your invisibility, I don't, because, or is it casting?
It's
It's
that's
not a
what I
spell,
was
it's a racial
curious about
ability.
next. Yeah, it's just a racial ability. So I wasn't sure, DM.
Spell or attack, right? Attacks or
Yeah.
cast a spell, but you didn't he didn't use.
It's
the spell.
not
didn't read it,
it's not a full-on spell. Let me double check
Yeah.
your character sheet really quick. I want to look at the exact verbiage of that.
Class feature. Yeah, because
it just says as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You can use this 3 times per long rest.
Right.
I think that teleport is going
magically
to
teleport.
You're gonna keep your invisibility after teleporting. Yes.
Okay. Great. So once that happens,
now one thing I will ask of you though, just to flavor it up, when you teleport in, when you guys were in there talking to him about his conspiracy theory stuff, some of the floorboards were creaky. So I want you to roll either a stealth check or like a perception check on where to go specifically in the room to not make a sound. You know what I mean?
Perception. All day
Wait.
perception.
Wait, real quick. Wouldn't he technically have advantage on the stealth because he's invisible, or would that not apply here because it's for the floorboards?
I think because it's not vision based, it's sound based. It would be a regular stealth check. But if his perception's higher, I'd rather Verkus look and remember which floorboards it was and just not hit those. So.
And I have advantage on my perception checks.
Go for it. Yeah.
So
Perfect.
26 perception.
Oh, okay. So you remember one floorboard where you're like, that one looked like almost like it was replaced recently, so it's not making any noise.
Imagine he teleports in on like one leg on that floorboard, just like
yeah. That's what I'm picturing now. So
yeah.
Verkus, you identify a floorboard that is going to hold your weight without making a single sound. So
awesome. Do I get eyes on whatever in the world this interesting individual is trying to plan to hurt my friends?
You do. So after face stepping into the room, and I've got to pull out something because we are going to diagram this to some extent, potentially. So the layout of his house, I'm going to sketch that out really quick. The layout of his house was not crazy complicated. There was like a kind of his common room in the front was also his storefront. He lives there. So he has kind of a larger like entrance living room type setup. And that is where he has his shop. And then behind it, there's like a common area with a kitchen and then a bedroom and then the conspiracy theory room. So in the conspiracy theory room, his door is closed and you can tell that it's barricaded from the side that you and him are in on. So you're not able to see what is out in the shop, but there is potentially something out there that he might be referring to. Because here in the conspiracy theory room, he's gathering documents and everything, but he looks like he's preparing to barricade himself in there and then flee once something happens.
Got it.
So I'm just kind of drawing a quick diagram of his house. Now that Verkus is in there, and then
about how far are all of we from the house?
So you guys are going to be, if you're, hang on, let me think. So the three of you, so Verkus does not know this, but the three of you and the guard have been moving at a pretty quick pace. So you are about 30 seconds away. So about 150 feet, assuming you guys are moving at normal walking speed of 30 feet. Okay. So I'm drawing his porch here. I'm doing a very hasty diagram. I should have done this ahead of time. I didn't realize this was happening though. So give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Okay, I've got his bedroom. And here's his living area with the kitchen. Sweet. Okay, so and he has a big counter in his shop, and then shelves and shelves. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of this so I can, well, no, it's shitty, so I'm just going to show you guys. There's his house. Conspiracy theory room is down here with Orvi and Verkus invisible in it. There's the main entrance on the porch. That goes out to the street corner. There's the porch. There's this big shop area, counters, shelves everywhere. Going through this door is his common area. This hallway leads to conspiracy theory room. This is his little bedroom. This is his kitchen area. There's a fireplace and couches here.
Where did we see the board of crisscross thread leading back
to the conspiracy
let's
theory
go
room?
home? Okay, that's right. I just wanted to be sure.
Of course. Well, so since we are in initiative order, so Verkus, you hop into the room, teleport magically, remain invisible, don't make a sound. You see that he has the door barricaded from the inside. He's packing stuff up. You do see that he has a dagger on his belt, as well as a like a small kind of like it looks like it was a walking stick that he like it was made for a taller humanoid. He cut it in half, so it's almost like more of a club or like cudgel now. He has that strapped to his back as well. It looks like he's put some weird like clay face paint in his feathers around his eyes, like he's putting on war paint of some kind. Like he looks like he's gone full like crazy person. Yeah, so he's it looks like he's prepping for a fight. So
I have the most wonderful idea, but okay. I am going to just keep myself low so he can't see me.
Okay.
And let Tavusa crawl onto the table in the center.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy.
Oh.
As if a booming voice is now coming out of Tavusa, and it is saying, I am the spirit of all animals you have harmed. Your soul is forfeit.
That is amazing. Oh, I love that.
And then I'm going to jump up behind him and stab.
Okay.
Stabbing a bunch.
Okay. Well, that's a lot to unpack. I love it. Hang on. So thaumaturgy is an action,
okay,
though.
So I can't do that. So I'll just allow I'm ready to stab.
Okay, but you do the thaumaturgy action because you can.
I thought it was a bonus action.
That's okay. You can cast because you've used a bonus action to face step, and then if you want to use thaumaturgy as an action, Tavusa's going to move, and then you can speak as a free action before your turn ends.
So that works
perfectly. Can you? Well, there's no need to roll for that. So I was going to have you do an intimidation check at advantage, but you succeed. Yeah, I don't know how I could role play a nat 1 on that. So yeah,
Get thaumaturgy, start like whipping up a little air in the room. The dust is swirling. Lights start.
And
flickering.
My thought was, in all honesty, like the way my face step this time was just like a cold breeze coming in. From like almost sourceless cold breeze. That's how I get in.
That's awesome.
And then it's the thaumaturgy through Tavusa, who is currently a fire drake. So flames are burning from him. Like he is a burning soul.
It's like a little walkie-talkie, and he's the speaker.
Yeah, basically.
Well, yeah. If this guy's suddenly walking around his little like conspiracy theory den, muttering, and then suddenly there's a whoosh of cold air, and then he hears this loud booming voice and sees a little fire drake making some fire, going, "I am the soul of those you have hurt." Like he's gonna lose his mind. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's already gone.
He jumps back and like knocks over a table, and like parchments of crazy diagrams just fly up in the air, and he grabs his little cudgel and his little dagger, and he goes, "Stay away, I will fight to the end. This can't be happening." And he just like is losing it and just screaming. So
phenomenal.
Yes. So I'm going to end your turn there, Vericus, but that is awesome, and we will come back to it momentarily. Psychological warfare. Absolutely. No, this man deserves nothing less, so that's awesome. So Orvy's turn is next. He is actually going to, I'm not going to roll an attack for it. He is losing. He starts taking his billy club and just smashing tables in the room. He's like staying away from Tavusa, but he's trying to like make a show of force. I mean, he just kind of breaks stuff. It's not anything cohesive, but he's yelling like, "I'm going to put up a fight. This is my last stand. I'm going to put up a fight."
He starts wailing on his own stuff.
Yes. So as Vericus is watching this, outside the house, you guys are a little bit closer. You're now 120 feet, I'd imagine. And the three of you and Draina the guard, I'm going to kind of have you guys take your turns for this round at the same time as you guys are just walking. Can all of you roll perception checks to see if you hear the kerfuffle going down in the conspiracy theory room? because this house does not have good sound insulation, as you can tell from Verkus being able to teleport in through a crack in the stuff. So, Eremos, within 11, you do not hear anything. You're just looking at the house, and it looks quiet. It's kind of dark, like it was when you guys visited in there. So,
I'm using my my owl and guidance for this.
oh, perfect. Okay, cool.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm
no
like,
big deal.
So Tide, as
to
you're
hear
walking,
things really well.
yeah, your owl's kind of swooping over the house, and your owl, and then she tells you that it hears like some stuff breaking in the back room and some shouting, and then also a magical voice that it sounds like Verkus using a magical loudspeaker in the back
Always
room.
the
so,
showman.
yes.
Do I, like, having landed on the house, can it see, like, are there cracks in the roof anywhere where it can, like, see into the main room or anything where Verkus can't see?
You know what? Yes, your owl, because of that nat 20, it can see through a few small cracks in the roof, or just gaps in the wooden panels. And since your owl's small and able to like look around, it's looking in the shop, and it looks pretty much the same as when you guys were there not long ago, earlier in the day. But you do notice one crate that wasn't there before, that's in the front of the shop, kind of near the door. That
Is it
wasn't there before, and it looks
ominous?
not necessarily ominous. It looks like just a plain wooden crate, but everything else in that room is kind of covered with more of a like little layer of dust. This one is not, so it looks like it was placed there very recently.
Like maybe it was dragged recently there.
Yeah, I was you read my mind. I was about to say there's a little trail in the dust on the floor where you can see that it was dragged. It looks like it came from the conspiracy theory room or the bedroom. It's hard to tell.
Okay. Dope. I'll relay that over there. Guard captain, there's something's going on with Verkus in there, so we probably need to hustle, but there's also a crate that was not in this in the room before, so I suggest we proceed with caution. He sounds a little manic.
The guard captain goes, "Oh my goodness, okay, I knew this was coming," and she pulls out a longsword and says, "Stay close to me." And she kind of starts, she'll take the dash action for her turn. Do the rest of you want to follow with a dash action after doing all that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
hearing that Verkus is in trouble, I'll just kind of like start sprinting that way naturally.
Perfect. So yeah, so you guys are able to, because you were at about 120, so now you're at 90 feet from the house after your turn's end. We are back to Verkus in the room, so you guys are 90 feet away. So Verkus, the
Wait, I thought we
smashy
dashed.
smashes. What was it?
Didn't we dash?
Yeah, because you guys had moved 30 feet for the first part of the turn,
Oh, I see what you're
down to
saying.
120, and then so 90 by the end of it.
Okay.
Yes, Rex? I can't hear you.
Oh,
now I can hear you. Yeah.
Is it because I wasn't facing this? Like, can you hear me?
Possibly.
Hear me now?
Yeah, you can
Much better
look
there.
directly at us and speak. You just got to be near the mic, I think.
Okay. I have a couple of class features I would like to activate. Actually, a racial feature and a class feature. So
Yes.
I want to turn comment on so I can get an additional 45 with my dash, and I want to bamf out some crystal wings that I just unlocked with my race.
Whoa, crystal
Whoa.
wings. I like it.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's new.
So you do an
Wow.
additional 45 feet from the 90 as well?
So I should be like 15 feet ahead of the others if we're all dashing, together.
Oh, 15 feet ahead? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So you are now
And
75
teach
feet
me
from
how to do
the
those
house.
wings.
Hop on!
Oh, what I would have felt that invisible was down now, right?
Invisible's not, or it is down because Verkus cast the
Yeah, and
the thaumaturgy.
I would notice that I'm no longer concentrating on it, right?
True. Yes, you would.
Yeah, we got to go.
Okay. So as you all move forward, you guys get to your end your turns at 90 feet from the house, except for Eremos, who's 75 feet from the house, so he's much closer. Verkus, it is now your turn. You are visible in the room with Orvi, but he is fixated on the booming voice and flames coming from Tavusa. He has not seen you yet. He is just smashing. So
Okay.
what would you like to do?
I am going so thaumaturgy lasts for a minute.
Okay.
I am now going to switch the minor wonder, and I am going to slowly I'm gonna resituate myself so that I rise up behind Tavusa,
Okay.
and I'm slowly gonna rise up behind Tavusa, but where my eyes are is pure black.
Ooh.
It's pure black with white smoke coming from my eyes.
Nice.
And I'm just going to draw just the sword of vengeance and say, "This blade is a blade of vengeance. The vengeance for the souls that you have taken and tortured. Submit, or may your soul burn in the 9 hells."
I would like you to make an intimidation check at advantage, please.
"13.
Okay. With a 13, you can tell he's scared, but he doesn't take on the frightened condition. He's more getting frenzied, and he is likely going to attack on his next turn.
That is totally fair. I was hoping for a higher roll, but I only had 1 to my intimidation.
That is okay.
I will. I'm just going to kind of take a defensive stance and take the dodge action.
Okay, perfect. So that'll impose disadvantage on him for any attacks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll have Tavusa like come back and like crawl and be back to like perched on my shoulders, like he usually is.
Sweet. Okay, so yeah, Tavusa returns to you, and is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I don't think I can do much else.
Okay. So, as you see this crazed bird get frightened, but then kind of get some kind of crazy looking resolve in his eyes, you brace for a possible attack, and Orvi is going to leap forward and smash the table that Tavusa was on just a moment ago. He'll break it in half with his like little cudgel, and then he is going to take a little it looks like an acorn, but it's glowing slightly, and he smashes it on the ground, and he casts Thunder Wave. So I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is only 12 though.
I rolled a 14.
Okay, so you pass. So with that one, you take half damage and you are not pushed back. So let me roll his damage really quick. Looks like it's 2d8.
Whoa.
So he rolls 4. So 7. So you take 3 bludgeoning damage, or 3 thunder damage. Sorry.
Okay.
But you are not knocked back. You kind of resist. So just
So
3
all
damage.
that did was take out my temporary hit points from my meal.
Perfect.
So I'm not even going to flinch and just take the entire brunt of it, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. So he casts this like acorn thunderwave spell that he's kept in his back pocket for who knows how long, and you don't flinch. I mean, like it knocks everything back in his room. Stuff's knocked over, like wood splinters, and you're just standing there with glowing black eyes, and he just goes, "Ah!" And so for his turn, he will move towards the barricaded door and end his turn there. So he's about 5 feet from that barricaded door, as though he wants to break out.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we are going to go to Kastana's up next. Kastana's 90 feet from the house. All of you outside with the guard, you do hear the sound of a thunderwave spell being cast. And so you can hear that combat is happening inside the house. So
Hearing that, I'll like shout out. I was like, Castan, wait for me. I can get us to the house.
Okay. Kassan will just I'll wait.
Okay. Then actually, I'm going to jump to Eremos, and then we'll go to Tide. I figure you're going to do some face step awesomeness. So, Eremos, you are 75 feet from the house. If you do the dash action now that you have that activated, would you move 90 feet? Okay, so you're able to get to the front door, and then move 15 feet into the shop. As you're moving there, I actually am going to roll something for you really quick. Hang on. Okay, Let me roll this. Eremos, as you move into the shop, as you're moving there, the door looks like as it was before. You don't notice anything. I did roll a perception check for you, and it came out low. So as you're moving through the door at an incredible speed, you do trigger a tripwire. I need you to make a dex saving throw, please.
Appropriate for the way in which I was entering the domicile.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Well,
Okay, so
Nice.
as soon as you feel the tripwire, you realize something's up.
at least
What was that, Rex? It kind of cut out for a second. Sorry.
to be honest, says I have a +6 to my dex save. I don't believe that because Remos is pretty clumsy. So I'm gonna look into that, but it's at least
Does your armor give you dex?
Oh no, it's from my. Are we level 6? It's for my charisma bonus.
We're
And yeah,
level
it says
5.
it says aura of protection on your character sheet.
No, we're level 6.
That means I just all my saves are an additional +5, and everyone who's within 10 feet of me.
I haven't leveled yet.
Well,
I'll do that real quick, guys.
No, yeah,
Okay,
really
great.
good.
Please.
Let's go.
So with that save though, that's excellent. So
Oh man.
so I'm going to those of you who are 90 feet out, I also need you to make dex saves. The
Okay.
DC is going to be lower than it was for Eremos because Eremos was very close, but yeah, I do need you guys to roll dex saves as well.
Is this
How we do
for
that.
anyone outside, or does this include me and Orvi?
So I'm going to get to what happens to you and Orvi in just a second, but for now,
Oh,
I just
God.
want
Okay.
Kastan and Tide to roll these.
I got a 12.
A 12? Okay.
One moment, please. So sorry. What
You're
am I
fine.
rolling? A dexterity save?
A dex save, yeah. And the DC
Okay.
was 13, so I'll tell you what happens in a minute, Tide.
I got a 16.
A 16? Okay, so those of you who succeeded outside, and also Eremos who succeeded in the house, you guys take half damage. So like about a second and a half after Eremos goes through that door and feels the tripwire, Eremos, I picture you would grab one of the shelves he has of just items and like kind of twist behind it, because that mysterious crate that Tide saw is an explosive of some kind, and it is
Oh my God.
well, I'll let you guys analyze it if you want afterwards, but it blows outward, so it destroys the front of the house. Eremos, you take 31 damage. You take
Oy.
31
save.
well, it's 31 force damage. That's with the save. That's halved.
Oh my God.
Yes. It was 8d12 of damage. So
Yikes.
Kastan, you take
Tide,
31,
might
and
be
Tide, you
dead.
take 63.
From this far away? Damn.
Yes.
I'm
and
down.
it looks like the guard captain is killed. She's
Oh my
down from the
God.
because there was
Of course
there
she
was like
is.
there was like shrapnel in it, so it's like a claymore. So there was a bunch of like nails and random knickknacks in there. So it does take the guard out, and Tide and Kastan get hit really hard, even being far away.
I am so hurt.
Tide, are you okay?
No, I'm
Are
down.
you dead? You're not dead though.
I'm not dead. I'm just down.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're squishy, so I have to
Jesus.
ask.
Yeah, I was like, you're a sorcerer. Like, I'm like, is this like a Tide's end? It's a fucking explosion.
From 90 feet away.
I
Like,
know.
So
Now
Had
I'm
I-
afraid.
Had I not been level 6, I wouldn't have had enough health.
oh no. Oh no.
Oh man.
Yeah, that
Who knew, guys?
it rolled a couple 12s too in the damage dice, so I'm surprised at how harsh it was. But so okay, so that happened on Eremos' turn. So Eremos takes the half damage and completes his movement. Tide is down. You are next in the turn order. I do need you to make a death save, please, and then we will go to Verkus, and I'll tell you what you experienced during that.
I held my turn for his turn.
Oh, that's right. So you can do something as well. Yes, thank you.
I got
for
a-
reminding me.
You what?
I got a 4.
Oh.
I'm right next to him, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
And you weren't knocked prone because you kind of like were able to dodge, and so you took some heavy damage, but not as much as Tide did, who was standing moving towards you.
Okay.
And keep in mind, like this thing
Wow.
just annihilated like 150 feet cone of the street there. So like the shops across the big street, their windows are shattered, parts of their walls are broken down. People are
This
screaming
street
in the
is
distance.
insane.
Yeah, this was like the biggest explosion this town's ever seen. So
Yeah.
I am going to bonus action use my starry form chalice. You see the chalice constellation kind of just light up above me. My little orb turns into a cup and fills with this silvery liquid. I'm going to then cast Cure Wounds, but I'm going to cast it at a. How high can I cast this? I'm going to do a second level. We're not going to get crazy.
okay,
I'll do the second level Cure Wounds on Tide.
nice.
Yeah.
That wasn't great.
So that's going to be 2d8 plus 5 back to
Erebos,
you.
give me the armor. It changed my mind.
That's going to be 19 back to you, sir.
That's good.
Oh, that's great.
But I think my archer or my chalice form, and then I'll use the chalice form to heal myself for a d8.
Nice.
Plus 5 for an 11.
Okay, good.
Glad I held my turn, I guess. That's almost everything I can do. I can be like, Tide, we need to go.
I
And then
wanted to do that.
can I say that happened before he did his save so he can get his turn?
Yes, absolutely.
Joe.
Uh,
So I'm right next to you. I say, we need to go. Get us there.
I'm just like on the ground, and I just like put a hand on his foot, and then I look at the house, and Thunderstep was there.
Nice. So you just end up in the crumbling front of the house near Erebos?
Just yes.
You're still on the floor when we get there.
Ow.
Yeah, Eremos, as you're like pulling yourself up from all the wooden splinters over you and debris, you see Tide and Castan just appear near you, and Tide's just laying down, and Castan's crouched near him, and they just appear.
Burns all over his face and body. Right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I will use half my movement to get up.
Okay.
Dramatically. And then do I see anything now?
There's still some smoke clearing from this, but the
That
back
makes sense.
wall of the shop that you had seen before that leads into like his common room, that's still standing because again it kind of blew outward. If you guys examine what little is left of the crate, I can describe how he would have done that in terms of keeping a backstop there. But so that wall's pretty much intact fully. So you see the door that goes into his common area, and it's closed. And that's all you really see.
Okay. I will use my mage hand to try to open it.
Okay, great. How much force can your mage hand exert?
only.
It's locked. Moot
It's
question.
locked.
It's locked
Okay.
from the inside. Yeah. So
Just
I
from a
don't
distance.
know why I asked that.
Like,
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm like, door's locked. I can't.
Yeah, it's locked. So Verkus, what you experienced during that whole thing was you were in the room, and he's flailing at you. He casts Thunder Wave. You brush it off, and then he moves towards the door, and suddenly you just hear like the loudest boom you've ever heard, and the house shakes, but it feels like something nearby you exploded, but it didn't reach you guys, and you see Orvi just kind of freeze for a minute, and then he starts kind of cackling, and that's all you've seen up until this point. You don't know if your friends are okay. It is now your turn. What would you like to do? You are like 5 feet from Orvi, who's just cackling, looking at the door.
I just glare daggers at him. The smoke burning from my eyes has gone to this deep red, And I just I'm going to use my bonus action to use my very last spell slot and cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Nice.
And just all I say to cast it is, "You are my quarry. Your life ends today." And I just charge in. I'm going to use my action to take 2 swings at him with my short sword of vengeance.
Please roll those at advantage because his back is to you and he's cackling like a maniac. So
Phenomenal. And I'm going to give it to Vusa's Flame.
do it.
Yowza.
So first one, I rolled a 3 and an 18 for advantage. So that's
That hits.
25 to hit, 27 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
And it is a D6. It's 2 plus 5, 7 plus 2 Vusa's Flame is 3, 10 plus Hunter's Mark, another 1. 11 points of damage total.
11 points of damage. Okay.
And that's the first swing. Second swing. A 24 to hit.
A 24 absolutely hits.
Okay. Ooh, there we go. It's 12. Flame. 16. And next one was 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Let me look up one thing here really quick. Yeah, that kills Orvi. So please just you just run and just run him through. Yeah.
Oh, I come up behind him as I say that, and I just grab his beak and I lift up and slit his throat.
Whoa.
Dang.
I go
Yep.
dark. I like hearing the explosion and not knowing if my friends are alive.
Yeah.
I end him.
Yeah. Well, he dies. Yeah, he goes limp, and you're able to undo the barricade from the back and go into his room to try to move towards your friends, or are you able to cast another face step to just move through everything to get there quicker? What do you want to do?
Am I able to see past anything?
Oh no, you're not able to see past. No.
Okay, so I will start to clear this barricade, being mindful of any possible traps that he may have left.
You hear a little jingle of the doorknob on the other side.
Yeah, you just looking around carefully, Veracus, you would not detect any other traps in there. There's just the physical barricades on the door, which can be removed from the back. So.
Okay. And then I'm going to. Just
so
move
yeah,
the barricade.
Yeah, as you move the barricade, you see the door to the shop room jingling as they're trying to open it. So if you open that, you would see a very bloodied Tide trying to open it along with Eremos and Castan.
Okay, yeah, I just come out and I say, "What was that?" Tide, are you okay?
Not particularly, but I'm up. There was a giant crate out here that appeared to have blown all the way over there.
Everything.
I'm still like a little bit in shock, but just kind of like just telling what's going on.
Brayna died. She was ripped to shreds in front of me.
Shit. Okay, well, you don't have to worry about that psychopath anymore.
What did you do?